We back for another Think Pieces and Conversations. It has been one hell of a hectic week, I must say. I just came back from the gym. Obviously, I got my gym gear on. We got the presidential debate that happened yesterday. I didn't watch it. Seen a couple clips. I think I'll do a separate video reviewing that. Today, we're going to talk about the port strike. But the port strike, I don't want to say the same thing as everybody else been saying. I want to come to my X. I want to go on my X platform, and I have bookmarked. I don't know who this guy is, but this guy, it seems to be of some high leadership within the union that has organized this port strike. And I want you to hear what he has to say, and you tell me what you think.
These people today don't know what a strike is. Right. When my men hit the streets, from Maine to Texas, every single port will lock down. You know what's going to happen? I'll tell you. First week, be all over the news every night, boom, boom. Second week, guys who sell cars can't sell cars because the cars ain't coming in off the ships. They get laid off. Third week, malls start closing down. They can't get the goods from China. They can't sell clothes. They can't do this. Everything in the United States comes on a ship. They go out of...
I didn't finish the whole thing, but I want y'all to just understand the gravity of the impact of this shore crisis, this shore strike, which will soon turn into a crisis if these things don't get resolved, the contracts don't get signed, the workers don't agree to the contracts that they put in front of them, if nobody wants to negotiate. He said within week 1, car salesmen will begin to get laid off because ain't no cars getting shipped off the port. Ain't no cars coming in from the ports. That means job security is already on the line with this. Job security is already on the line. Jobs are already being affected while they have stopped doing their job. And I can't say that they're doing their job or they're not doing their job for the right or wrong reason. Obviously they're unhappy. So if you're working in a sector and you're unhappy with your employer and you have a union, you have all the right to strike. Even without a union, you have all the right to strike. But this particular sector, the port, is extremely important with just the impact from Maine to Texas. Every single one of those ports has stopped to a complete halt. It's devastating repercussions for this if this continues.
A business. Construction work comes on a ship. They go out of business. Construction workers get laid off because the materials aren't coming in. The steel's not coming in. The lumber's not coming in. They lose their job. Everybody's hating the longshoremen now because now they realize how important our jobs are. Now I have the president screaming at me, I'm putting a Taft-Hartley on you. Go ahead. Taft-Hartley means I have to go back to work for 90 days.
I don't know exactly what a Taft-Hartley is, but he just explained some of it. A Taft-Hartley, you got to go back to work for 90 days. I don't know what that is. We could look it up. Let's look it up real quick. I want y'all to keep in mind, he said construction workers are going to go out of business. because the steel, the material, they can't get off board. They can't get off the ship. So if there ain't no material coming off ships, then construction workers will be out of a job as well. So yeah, I don't know what it is, and I think I'm spelling it wrong. But that's not the point. The point is this port strike, you're not alarmed enough. You're not scared enough. You're way too nonchalant about it. 2 weeks ago, maybe 3, I went and I bought groceries, a lot of groceries. Spent about 600-700 on groceries. I don't usually spend 600-700 on groceries, but this time I spent $600-700 in groceries because I know something is coming. So I went and stocked up way more than I needed to. A lot of water, a lot of canned goods. I already got my protection, my weaponry. Yesterday I was at work. We was discussing the ports, and we talked about this. And to be honest, months ago I didn't think that the ports. My mind wasn't on the ports. I wasn't thinking that the ports would be doing this. But we all discussed how the election in October is going to have many surprises. Surprises that is going to cause us to reach in our pockets and really pull to survive whatever's ahead, to survive a power outage, to survive food shortages like this. The port was never in my brain. I was like, yo, they discussed bugs being crunched up and put in food now. They discussed all types of things. The WEF, the WHO, they discussed all sorts of things. Then this pops up October, maybe September 22nd. I heard about it. I was like, hold up. What percentage of the United States goods pop up through the ports? And I did my research. It was 50%. 50% we get through the ports. How many bananas we get through the ports? 25%. And I said, oh. And then I thought about bananas. They're stuck at the port. I know bananas don't last that long. A lot of those bananas are about to expire, or they will expire. This is messy, man. This is very messy. What is the Biden-Harris administration, the people that are in power, what are they going to do about it? Probably nothing. Because for one, they're worried about Candace Owens exposing Kamala Harris's whole background. They're too busy worried about Donald Trump being more presidential than them while dealing with the aftermath of the Hurricane Helene. They got so much to worry about. This might be right up there with the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. Maybe even more, because this right here affects every single person in America. This port strike, it affects everybody.
That's a cooling off period. Do you think when I go back for 90 days, those men are going to go to work on that pier? It's going to cost the company's money to pay their salaries. Well, they went from 30 moves an hour maybe to 8. They're going to be like this. Who's going to win here in the long run? You're better off sitting down and let's get a contract and let's move on with this world. And in today's world, I'll cripple you. I will cripple you, and you have no idea what that means. Nobody does.
He said clearly, I will cripple you. See, the average American that's working a regular job, such as myself, millions, hundreds of millions of others, we're fed up with companies taking advantage, especially if you're in a position like this guy. He's fed up and companies taking advantage. And companies respect that if you're willing to take a stand, then they'll have to adhere because the workers are the most important asset to any business is the worker. But that's where AI comes in. AI is going to replace the worker, the original asset. The original asset of the worker will be replaced, or they're trying to replace that with AI. They want job security. These guys might not get job security, but they're willing to fight for it. They're willing to shut down every single port. They're willing to cripple, just like he said, cripple the entire US over that. Now, the average person might think this is selfish. You must understand everything in this world must be fought for, especially in America, especially in the land of capitalism, which is a beautiful thing. Ain't nothing wrong with capitalism. Capitalism is the gateway to becoming rich, wealthy, taking care of your family. Prices have gone up. Wages have not gone up. Some wages have gone down because of what's going on right now, because of Kamala Harris and Biden's inflation, the Save America Act or whatever it was called. I don't know the name of the act, but there was an act that caused all this inflation. Byron Donalds talked about it. So, can you fault these workers for getting what they want? I can't. Actually, I applaud them. This right here, as this news cycle with the port strike has all taken attention. Iran attacked Israel. It's right up there with Iran attacking Israel. The Diddy situation is right up there with the Diddy situation. It might overshadow it, but you know, it's politics and it's celebrity. So if you mix celebrities and politics, they saying that they got some people, some very powerful people in them tapes. So before those get revealed or after those get revealed, this right now is gonna take over the airwaves. As days come, this is still a problem. I suggest you go out there, you get something to eat, you get a lot of food, a lot of canned goods, a lot of water. ASAP. ASAP. Now let's get to let's get to something else, man. Rich Homie Quan. Let's talk about Rich Homie Quan, man. We were all speculating that Rich Homie Quan, he died of a fentanyl overdose. We all speculated that. Say Cheese Pokes, Rich Homie Quan death has been ruled an accidental overdose. He died from the combined effects of fentanyl, alprazolam, codeine, and promethazine. Let's look up what alprazolam is. I don't know what that is. That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. What is alprazolam? I don't even know, like, who names these things? Xanax. Yikes. Rest in peace, Rich Homie Quan, man. Xanax, aka alprazolam, is a benzodiazepine medication used to treat anxiety and panic disorders. Includes side effects. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Rest in peace, Rich Homie Quan. There's too many of our artists using hip hop, using drugs in hip hop. A lot of y'all using drugs to be cool. A lot of y'all using drugs to run away from something. A lot of y'all using drugs just to rap and put in your song. A lot of y'all using this shit for the wrong reasons. When y'all need therapy, y'all need to go to the gym. Y'all need to find healthier solutions instead of taking drugs and drinking. This guy had a bright future. This guy made a hell of an impact. He's already cemented in Atlanta's history, and he had much further to go. But he was reckoned by the addiction of the drugs that he was addicted to. And unfortunately, fentanyl was caught in his drugs. It was laced with that. And it takes a rice grain sized amount of fentanyl to kill you. A rice grain. It takes a rice grain size amount. Yes, I want you to go in your cabinet right now. Go in your cabinet right now. Go to where the rice jar is or the rice pack and take out 1 grain of rice. Maybe even half that grain. That's how much it takes to kill you. So it wasn't really the codeine, it wasn't the promethazine, and it probably wasn't the Xanax that did him like this. It was the rice grain sized amount of fentanyl that probably what did Rich Homie Quan in. At the border right now, fentanyl is coming through the border right now by an administration that you guys still want to vote in. That 40-50% of y'all still want to vote in this coming November. They destroyed Chicago. Chicago's done. They got about 1 or 2 years left. California destroyed. The border is bringing in all these things in, and you want to vote in people that may have caused this man's death. Y'all want to vote in people that want to bring in more fentanyl through the border. Maybe they do just want to win the election and they want to cheat, but this is the side effect. This is the side effect right here. The side effect is more people going to die from fentanyl when they taking drugs. See, during the whole fentanyl thing, I stopped. When I heard about fentanyl for the first time, which was a couple years ago, I stopped taking weed. I stopped smoking. I stopped doing all that. Because all it takes is one time, one wrong time, one puff, one ingestion, one pill, and then I'm out of here. I don't need my mama crying. That's not what I want. I don't want my mama crying. I don't want that. So, hold on, man. Hold on. Let me get my hat. Let's make America healthy again, man. I don't want my mama crying. I don't want that. My mom found out I was smoking a little weed maybe a couple years ago. A couple years ago, she was like, "Damn, you doing that? Heard about fentanyl coming out?" I was like, "You know what? It ain't even worth it." You know what my high is? My high is After leg day, when I go to the gym, after leg day, a hard day at the gym, I had a leg day, had to push through. I pushed through the 3 sets of an immense amount of weight on the leg press. After I get off doing my 3 sets, that's my high. It's like I really did that. See what I'm saying? When I put out my content on the internet, whether it gets 1 view, 100 views, 1,000 views, I got this thing on my chest. That's a high. Now I could really have fun now because I found my purpose. You have to find another high. Future, one artist that I respect artistically, he does not take drugs, or he takes very little of it. He doesn't do it. He said it in a Rolling Stone interview. Yo, I don't do drugs. I only do it because it's cool. It's made me a lot of money. This is paraphrasing. And it is what it is. I don't take drugs. A man that works as hard as Future, a man that has been on top as long as Future has, he's never, it wouldn't even make sense for him to take all these drugs that these guys be taking. They don't work as hard. To be frank, they don't work as hard as this guy, as Future. So, yeah, he's gonna say it in his songs. He does not do it. He does not do it. A lot of y'all gotta find other ways to cope with your pain. They're lacing these drugs with the fent to add a little extra hit on it. It's to make it hit harder. Some of these pills, some of these weed, some of these drugs, they added too much fent in it. So when they added too much fent, these guys end up dead. These guys don't have Narcan in the crib. Obviously, these guys don't have Narcan in the crib. These guys don't have certain things in the crib that'll stop an overdose or death from happening. So all you kids that are out there doing the galaxy gas and whatever that is, it might not have fent in there, but after the galaxy gas high goes away and you guys want to find a higher high, you're gonna turn to whatever drugs Juice WRLD was on, whatever drugs Rich Homie Quan was on. You're gonna turn to that. You should take whatever you're doing, you should do responsibly every time. But because in hip hop, such a satanic culture, such a low frequency culture that turned low frequency, it wasn't always like this. They promote everything low frequency. Everything low frequency. I'm not saying I'm perfect because I have vices as well. But I use my vices and I do my vices responsibly. Whether it's drinking a little bit of wine, taking a little bit of an edible here and there, smoking some cigars, I do my thing responsibly. Be responsible. Find people that are responsible that could teach you responsibility. Or else life is going to teach you responsibility the hard way. And hopefully you survive through the hard way. Hopefully you survive to even get that lesson. Because everybody don't get the lesson. They get the lesson too late. And guess what? They not here to make better or to make do. So, say no to drugs. Alright, man. So, Byron Donalds, man. Let's talk about Byron Donalds. He was on the Breakfast Club yesterday and he put on a straight masterclass in debate. He He was debating Angela Rye, 44 years old, proudly single. Oh, matter of fact, I think I found it. He got the timestamp right here. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. He got the timestamp. Beautiful. So boom.
Whether you're black, white, or Hispanic, you could thrive?
No.
Are we thriving? Are members in
Well,
your
I would
state,
argue
black
we're not.
folks in your
I would
state
argue we're not
thriving?
really thriving right now. This inflation, which by the way was brought to us by Kamala Harris, has really slowed down people from being able to excel.
By Kamala?
Yes.
The vice president.
Oh, Charlemagne.
It's still the president.
Charlemagne, listen, man. When Joe Biden wanted to do his American Rescue Plan, Kamala Harris was the tie-breaking vote in the United States Senate. She broke the tide and started this inflation that has hurt so many people in our country. Everybody listening to your show, it's not true?
First of all, it's
you sure you want to go there?
Tie-breaking vote.
You sure you want to go there?
Go outside, Congressman, when you go outside.
You sure you want to go there? Okay, let's go there.
You got notes. You got notes, Angela Rye.
When you come prepared in these debates, which he has, he pulled that thing out of his jacket pocket. That means he already knew, yo, this girl gonna try to, listen, she gonna try to, Angela Rye gonna try to defend this one. This is the whole reason why we even here today, is because of this same reason. This reason right here is why the American people are so tired of the Democrat Party and so tired of Biden and Kamala's regime. The economy, the American Rescue Plan. You was the tie-breaking vote. Your candidate, Angela Rye, was the tie-breaking vote for the American Rescue Plan, which behind closed doors, in the contents of that bill, was going to increase inflation by a lot. This is why we in the place that we in right now. We tired of this, man.
That's fine. I have notes too.
I'm gonna give it to
biggest note I
Charlemagne.
have today
I'm gonna give it to Charlemagne.
is that on
I don't
every
even wanna hold
question
it.
I've asked,
Because Angela,
for
hold on now.
for every infrastructure project in your community,
You can go to
should
third
go
page,
out
just the
and
highlighted
thank
portion.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the Congress that voted for the American Rescue Plan.
Angela,
That's what should be happening.
Larry Summers wrote an op-ed back in 2021. Larry Summers was the Treasury Secretary for Bill Clinton. He was an economic advisor to Barack Obama. He said that.
She said, As soon as he said Barack Obama, oh my God, Barack Obama. He's so untouchable. He mentioned Barack Obama. So this guy was validated by Barack Obama, the guy that black people hold so high on a pedestal. If you don't know nothing, the deporter in chief, which you guys don't want to deport these illegal migrants, but that guy was the deporter in chief. You could look that up. He was the deporter in chief. The American Rescue Plan was looked upon by an economic advisor that Barack Obama chose. Now you want to listen, huh? Okay.
That the American Rescue Plan that Joe Biden wanted, that Kamala Harris was the tie-breaking vote in the United States Senate, would create a massive inflation that we have not seen in a generation. Larry Summers was correct. You know who also was correct, Angela? I was. Because I was in the budget committee when they brought the bill. And I said in that committee, it's going to cause massive inflation. That's what happened. So the problem we have in our economy today is that prices have gone up massively. Wages adjusted for inflation is down. People's pocketbooks are hurting. But we have a presidential election in 40 days. So, and I'm gonna ask Envy this question. Envy, you're in the housing business as well. I know because I watch.
Figure out how
I listen to the show.
Interviewed.
No, I'm just asking them a question. Chill, Angela. So I listen to the show. I know you do a lot of business in housing.
See the attitude? You see the attitude? What's the problem? That's the problem with these Democrats now, man. They're all so very emotional. Unfortunately, the Democrat Party weaponizes the emotions of black women because they're very emotional. Angela Rye is used as a weapon to antagonize Republicans trying to do and give the right information, you trying to fact check? I got the facts. Here it is. Oh, You know what? That's right. That's wrong. He's not trying to deny anything y'all are talking about that is correct. If it's correct, then it's correct. He fact checked you and he said, listen, this is what she did. Here's the facts. Here's Larry Summers, a guy that Barack Obama validated. Please let me talk. You're not letting me talk. These Democrats debate with emotion. Republicans use logic. Republicans are calm. Republicans are poised. Republicans, we had y'all all wrong the entire time we did. I was a Democrat for a very long time. Blindly a Democrat. Not knowing politics. Not reading enough. Not getting enough information. Just looking at who the guy was. Didn't care about a policy. This is a black person. We're voting for them. Wrong. Bad idea. Look how bad the situation has got. They almost got their claws deep into the American way, into patriotism, into what America was built on. They want to change the Constitution. They want to add amendments to the Constitution. They want to add Supreme Court justices. They want to give our sovereignty to the World Economic Forum, to the WHO. They want us to eat bugs. They're not mentioning that, but that's the deeper, darker secret of the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party, that's the wolf behind the veil. That's the murderer. That's the devil behind the veil, because Angela Rye doesn't know what I just talked about. If I tell her that, she gonna be like, yo, you're crazy, bro. You are insane. What are you talking about? That sounds nuts. You sound like the boy who cried wolf. But this time, the wolf was actually there. And it was a big motherfucker. And if we don't do the right thing this November, my early voting starts October 15th, 2 days before my birthday. Shout out to me. I'm going to be voting. You already know who I'm voting for. I'm voting for America. That's it. I'm voting for truth. I'm voting for common sense. I'm not voting on emotion. I'm voting on who is best for the country.
Would you hire somebody that broke up stuff in one of your houses to fix the other houses? No. Exactly what happened. So the problem we have in our economy today is that prices have gone up massively. Wages adjusted for inflation is down. People's pocketbooks are hurting. But we have a presidential election in 40 days. So, and I'm gonna ask Envy this question. Envy, you're in the housing business as well. I know because I watch. I listen to the show. Interviewed. No, I'm just asking them a question. Chill, Angela. So I listen to the show. I know you do a lot of business in housing. Mm-hmm. Would you hire somebody that broke up stuff in one of your houses to fix the other houses? No. Exactly. She broke the economy.
I'm not going to do this morning, Byron.
Why are you not going to do this, Angela? Because I'm bringing facts. Hold on now. So now I'm bringing facts and you don't want to do it no more? Come on now, Angela. That's not right. I'm bringing facts. I thought we were going to have a fact-based conversation. I want to have a fact-based conversation.
You wanted to bring up votes. And so let's talk about.
When you got a Democrat on the ropes, when you got them on the ropes like this, they will change the question entirely. They don't want to keep arguing. They already look bad. They don't want to say, yo, you're right. They can't say that. These Democratic people, the Democrats, they really need to change their name, by the way. Y'all name shouldn't be the Democrats no more. Y'all don't want to debate. Y'all want to censure people. Y'all want to bring in illegals from out the country to vote in an election that if we went to any other country, and we're not citizens of those countries, and there was an election going on, they'd be like, get the fuck out of here. You're not a citizen over here. Why are you trying to vote? So y'all trying to cheat an election. You don't want to have open debate. You want censorship. You want to take our guns. You want to change the Constitution. You want to weaponize the FBI when government officials, governors, presidents don't want to do your bidding. That doesn't seem democratic to me. Or I'm bugging. The Democrats never look like this. The Democrats used to be cool. We used to like y'all. I don't know what happened. Y'all got too power hungry and y'all got too arrogant. Way too arrogant.
Votes. You have a 96% voting record with Heritage Action.
Angela,
and for
I'm
those
not running
who are
for
listening,
president, but we can talk about
for those who are listening.
The Heritage Foundation. There's a guy, one of the top heads of the Heritage Foundation. Let me look this up, man. One of the top guys in the Heritage Foundation has endorsed Kamala Harris. The Heritage Foundation, the same Heritage Foundation that wrote Project 2025, aka the Boogeyman. AKA the Boogeyman, right? I gotta find this article, bro. Holy shit, I don't think I could find it. Yo, they got it here, bro. I seen it the other day, bro. Damn, yo, listen, I was on X. There is a guy, one of the top heads of the Heritage Foundation. Oh, there we go. Listen, we got it. Long-time Oklahoma Republican makes wave with Kamala Harris endorsement. Is this the guy? He was a founding trustee of the Heritage Foundation, though he has not been involved with the organization for decades. Okay. All right, man. I don't think this is the guy, but that's all we got for today, man. I want y'all to use that critical thinking brain of yours. Or if you don't have one, develop one. If you have an imagination, that means you have the ability to think, you have the ability to create, you have the ability to think about things much further than what's being told to you anywhere by me, the news, MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, some liberal guy, some left-leaning libtard or super right-leaning whoever. You got your morals, you got your moral compass, and your critical thinking. You could put things together. First homework I want you to do, first thing, from 2016 to 2020, January 1st, 2020, was the economy better for you or worse for you then versus now? This should be very easy. Another thing, what has Kamala Harris done in these 3.5 years that make you so willing to vote for this chick, that you can argue about, that you could debate about when somebody asks you this question? Just one thing, just one. That's it, just one. And that one thing better be valid, because Trump has a slew of things, 20 things, 30 things. Use your brain. You don't have to be a part of the Democrat Party because your grandmother was a part of the Democrat Party. Tulsi Gabbard was a Democrat. Bobby Kennedy, aka Robert Kennedy, was a Democrat. J.D. Vance was a Democrat, or he wasn't a supporter of Trump. Elon Musk was a Democrat. Donald Trump was a Democrat. And they all left. I'm out of here.